friends, it's me, Pastor Stephanie, and I'm super pumped to be joining you with Kids Church Online with One Church TO as we explore all month in October the word integrity. Integrity means being truthful with our words and our actions, even when people aren't watching. Last week, we learned about how Daniel was integral, and he had integrity even when people weren't watching, and even when he could have taken the crooked path, he chose not to. This week, we're gonna be learning about Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And those names might sound familiar. You might know the story. They may or may not have to be put in a fiery furnace or something like that. We're gonna learn about it this week, and we're gonna learn how God helped Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego have integrity, even when their lives were put on the line. But before we do that, let's do worship. Worship is a form of thanksgiving to God. Here, we like to sing and dance, but you don't have to sing and dance. There's so many ways to give thanks to God. So if you're not gonna sing and dance with us here, find one way to give thanks to God today. All right, let's get on our feet and let's move. Here we go.
Life turns me around. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I be walking in circles in my mind? But I know God will make my path straight. I know I'm gonna shout and praise. My God can be trusted. Life turns me around. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I be walking in circles in my mind? But I know God will make my path straight. I know I'm gonna shout and praise. My God can be trusted. Straight. I'm gonna shout and praise. God will make my path straight. I'm gonna shout and praise. My God can be trusted over and over and over again. My God can be trusted over and over and over again.
Awesome, friends. I hope you are singing and dancing at home if you love singing and dancing, and if not, all good. Find another way to give thanks to God today. Let's take a look at our memory verse. It says this: anyone who lives without blame walks away safely, but anyone who takes the crooked path will get caught. It's found in Proverbs 10, verse 9. Now, we talked about this all month long, about the crooked path and the straight path. The crooked path usually seems like the easier path. It's usually the shorter, the less strenuous, the less intense one, the easier path to take. But It is the path that leads us away from God, leads us away from integrity. The straight path keeps us on that integral path, and that path that leads us to looking and acting a little more like Jesus every single day. Today we're gonna learn about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were actually Daniel's friends, and we're gonna learn about how they had integrity even when their lives were put on the line. So let's take a look at that story together.
Sugar goes in here. Sugar, great fuel for experiments. Not the best fuel for your body. Salt goes in here. Welcome to Story Lab. I'm just restocking our experiment supplies. This is the salt, and this is the sugar. Let's put these away. This week on Story Lab, we're talking about integrity, while we take a look at the story of some friends who did what was right, even when it was scary. Hey, I'm Skylar.
And I'm Sebastian.
Today, we're talking about integrity, which is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do.
Look, can I get a hand, please? This is heavy. So much sand for our experiment.
Right, but that's just the foundation. We also need fuel.
Which is?
Sugar. We're making a lava snake.
Oh, I've always wanted to try that.
Well then,
Let's make it. This is a really interesting group of ingredients.
I know, right? Oh, wait, I forgot the sugar. Can you grab that, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Are these both sugar? Probably.
All right, thanks for grabbing that.
You're welcome. I love experiments with fire.
Me too. And since we'll be working with fire, we need a grown-up. A lava snake is a chemistry experiment. We're gonna combine sugar and baking soda with the fire to create the snake.
Sounds like we have to have the right ingredients for this to work.
We do indeed. But let's take this outside. First, soak the sand with lighter fluid.
Then mix your sugar and baking soda together. Thank you. It should be 3 parts sugar. And then 1 part baking soda. Mix it around a little bit.
You can use a whisk.
Ah, yes. And then we're gonna add our sugar baking soda mix into the middle.
Now, we add our catalyst, which makes the chemical reaction happen faster. For our experiment, our catalyst is heat.
All right. What's wrong with it?
The sugar mixture is supposed to turn dark and then rise up.
It's just not burning.
Wait, do we have our ingredients right? Oh no. Salt puts fires out.
Oh, that's my fault. I'm really sorry. I'll go get the sugar.
We're not gonna see a lava snake if we don't have the right ingredients.
Here's the sugar.
How did you grab the salt?
I'll be honest, I chose a random jar, and I didn't look at the label. I should have double-checked and did the right thing in the lab.
Thank you for being honest. And at least salt doesn't do this.
Ooh, that would be bad. I'm really sorry.
You're forgiven. Let's do it again. Let's do it right this time.
Yeah.
Okay, first, add the fuel to the sand.
Then mix together the correct ingredients. 3 things of sugar. 1, 2, and 3. And 1 thing of baking soda. And then we pour it in.
And now, the catalyst.
Whoa. It just keeps coming.
It's growing for sure. Ooh, it's still growing.
Look, it looks like it has a little tail.
You're not wrong. What should we name it?
Trevor.
Trevor. Trevor the lava snake. Good job, lava snake. That was awesome. When we put the right materials together, we get to see amazing things.
It's also super cool to watch the flames.
But fire can be pretty scary. Speaking of, it's time for...
The story before the story.
Today, we're in the Old Testament, the book of Daniel.
God had a plan to bless the whole world through one family, the Israelites.
But God's people kept turning away from God. At last, they were conquered by Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. After his victory, the king chose several young Israelite men to be prepared for service in his court.
God blessed these 4 men, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, with health, knowledge, and wisdom. Eventually, the king put Daniel in charge of a big part of the kingdom and appointed his 3 friends to help.
Which is where our story starts.
Take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm Jen. Soon after King Nebuchadnezzar put Daniel in charge of Babylon and appointed his friends to help, the king made a huge statue in gold.
Wow, what a great-looking statue.
King Nebuchadnezzar sent for all the highest officials of Babylon to come celebrate the statue.
And you, and you, and you too. Everybody's invited.
Daniel wasn't there. Perhaps he was traveling. But Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were among the guests. Once everyone was assembled, a messenger called out.
Hear ye what the king commands. When you hear the crazy music, you must bow to this statue and worship it.
I think so. I'm not sure about that.
Doesn't sound right.
If you do not bow down in worship, you will be thrown into a blazing hot furnace.
Oh, I'm bowing. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Let's try this out. Music, please. Ooh, it's so beautiful.
In a far corner, everyone bowed down, except for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They knew it wasn't right to worship anyone or anything but the one true God.
Hey,
Excuse me, security.
Why are they
They're not bowing. They're not bowing.
Oh, majestic King Nebuchadnezzar! Long live the king!
What do you want?
Majesty, you commanded us all to bow down before your glorious statue.
You said everyone should bow down when the music plays.
You said if anyone did not bow, you'd throw them into the blazing hot furnace.
Yes, and yes. Why are you telling me what I've already told you? Do you want to die?
Oh, glorious king, we noticed those Israelites you assigned to help Daniel rule Babylon.
Yes?
We noticed they were not bowing.
What?
Their names are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, in case you forgot.
Yes. I'm very angry. Bring me Shadrach, Meshach, and all red Lego.
Abednego.
A friend named Flo?
Abednego.
Abednego! Bring them to me.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were brought to the king, who was furious.
Shadrach, Meshach, and...
Abednego.
I know your name. I gave it to you.
Yes, sir.
Did you or did you not bow before my statue when the music played? I'll give you another chance. We'll play the music again, and this time you can bow to my statue and worship it. But if you don't, I will be forced to throw you into the blazing hot furnace, and what God could save you from that?
Listen, King, I know you're angry, but nothing will change our minds.
Yeah, that's right.
If you throw us into the blazing hot furnace, our God is able to save us from it. Simple as that.
And even if we thought he wouldn't, we still wouldn't bow to your statue.
Or worship anyone but the one true God.
Nebuchadnezzar became even more angry. He was steaming. He ordered the furnace to be made 7 times hotter than usual. Then the king's strongest soldiers tied up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and threw them into the blazing hot furnace. The fire was so hot, it actually killed the soldiers. But what happened next amazed everyone.
Wait a minute.
The king saw something that totally shocked him.
Didn't we throw 3 men into the fire?
Yes, Your Majesty.
But why are there 4 men? None of them are tied up, and none of them are harmed. And the 4th man looks like he's from heaven. Hey, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, you servants of the Most High God, get out of there. Come on.
Look at that! They don't even smell like smoke!
How is this
I
possible?
mean,
How can
look
it
at
be?
the robes!
Okay, shh, quiet, stop. I have something to say. Before you all, I praise the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They trusted him and refused to obey my orders, willing to die rather than worship anyone besides their God. So, from this day forward, no one can say anything against the God of Israel in all my kingdom, and if they do, they'll have to answer to me.
Yay!
Then King Nebuchadnezzar honored Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He increased their rank and gave them even higher positions in the city of Babylon and the towns around it. The end.
So they were inside the fire, and it was 7 times hotter than usual, and they didn't get burned?
Daniel recorded that they didn't even smell like smoke.
I smell like smoke after making s'mores on a bonfire.
No wonder the king of Babylon was amazed and worshipped God.
So, what's our part in the story?
When we choose to do what's right, others can see God at work. And that starts with following Jesus. Jesus is a perfect picture of what God is like. When we try to live like Jesus, our choices and actions can show God's love to others even better than words.
Like choosing to be friends with someone who's lonely, even though no one is playing with them.
Oh, or like helping someone who's tripped and fallen, even if it makes you late to class.
Or you could welcome your new neighbor with cookies, even if they're a little different from you.
Or if you have a substitute teacher and the rest of the class is acting up, you can choose to listen and show respect instead.
Sounds like you have the right idea. See you next time.
So here's the thing. When you do what's right, others can see God.
Just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Just like when we finally added the right fuel to our experiment, we were able to see the cool chemical reaction.
That's right.
Hey, you might want to check the label on that.
Yikes, salt in my tea? That would have been bad.
Thanks for joining us in the Story Lab.
See you next time.
Friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's integrity is so powerful and can be so helpful for us today. We know that when we do the right things, we're helping other people see God's love. We can trust God even when our life literally feels like it's on the line. God was with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire, which means God is with us. He can help us be integral and do the right thing. We can trust him that he's always there with us and he's always helping us do the right thing. I can't wait to continue learning about how we can be integral in the way that we live our lives every single day with you next week. Bye for now, friends.